As far as Wheeler goes, I couldn't ask for, a better instructor than Eric Wheeler. He teaches pretty much all of the classes on this stuff, and he nails it every time.
So Eric's a good teacher.
Yes.
Yes. He showed me everything I need to know about engineering and milling. If I have my design, he lets me run with it, and he lets me make it into a reality.
Just last year, Middleton High School remodeled the entire school, including adding a bunch of Tormach machines. I sat down with Eric Wheeler and the students to discuss this amazing program.
So probably the biggest challenge that a lot of students have when they start my classes or enter our program is that almost nobody has any experience doing anything like this. And they really don't know what it is. They know that they like making stuff, they know that they like computers. So that's probably the biggest challenge, is you're starting at nothing, but it's kind of nice because everybody's there.
I went into this class knowing absolutely nothing, and I have learned basically how to use this. I can go to my house and at my PC without any help, I can design stuff, and it's a great intro, and it was taught very well.
I think hands-on experience is where learning really happens. And that's one thing I learned when we made the switch from having no CNC equipment to having CNC equipment. You can design almost anything in our 3D modeling software. Making it is a whole different story. So figuring out 3D modeling, that's super important, but the real problem solving, which at the end of the day, that's kind of what it all boils down to. How can you solve a problem?
Yeah. So the most recent project that I did was this little mallet holder for the mills. So we have the back plate back here, and then these are actually the same part, but two little holders to hold the sides of the hammer so that you can put it in here and the handle sticks out to the side and then it'll fall down here.
Is this a Titan project?
No, this was my own project for Mr. Wheeler, since he wanted the he wanted to have the mallets on the machine rather than on the little plates there to save some space for them. Yeah.
We've modeled these cube things where you can put them together. We've also done these coasters, which we made on the XS Tech routers.
And we actually did this same thing, except we used the conversational on the tech routers to make it instead of the inventor.
So you did it right on the interface?
Yeah.
PathPilot makes it really easy to use the machines because it's a really easy layout that you can use, and it has everything very clearly labeled, and if something ends up going wrong, it tells you what is happening and what needs to be, or kind of implies what needs to be done in order to fix it.
I haven't used other brands of CNC machines, but I've seen their controllers, and the user friendliness of the PathPilot interface, I think, really helps. It's easy. There isn't extra stuff that we don't need. We don't need to be able to do incredibly high-end, 5-axis stuff, but having this as an easy-to-use interface, I think, is super helpful when teaching kids this. Even if they move on to a big company that uses big Haas or big machines, they can learn the concepts with these machines that will put them light years ahead of somebody who's coming in without any experience. The fact that we could get very capable machines for a fraction of the price as some of the industry machines, that was a huge reason we went with Tormach, because if you have one of something in a classroom or learning environment, it's really hard to get a lot of students to use it. To get a student to use a machine, there's setup, there's the learning, there's making mistakes and having to change, and before you know it, one student can eat up an entire class period using a machine. So by going with Tormach, we were able to get more of them and expose more students to using the machines, having hands-on, and so it was a much better fit than trying to get a very high-end machine, but only one of them. We were trying to count the other day. I think we have 20 Tormach machines. So we've got 3 mills here, along with our 15L. We've got 2 mills in the metal shop, along with 2 8Ls. We've got 10 XS Techs, a 24R, 440. I think that's all of them. How we got all these machines, it was sort of a very serendipitous event. Like, we were going through a referendum. We were getting new spaces. So we laid out a plan of where we were at, okay, what we thought we could build into. We looked at sort of community or local manufacturing. We looked at sort of the needs, where are the jobs going, and we decided that advanced manufacturing is something that we really wanted to get into. So we laid out our plan, laid out all the equipment we wanted, why we wanted the equipment, and luckily enough, our administration in our community was able to support us. None of this would happen if like the community didn't support us and think that this type of curriculum was important. I've been very surprised at how willing industry has been to help us. Like, they want to help us. They are just waiting for somebody to reach out like, hey, we're trying to build a program around CNC machining, advanced manufacturing, but we need help. They're out there. They're just waiting for somebody to knock on the door and say, and just ask for help. So that's one. It's a very neat thing that I've come across in the past couple of years when we've been going down this road. Luckily, with the equipment, that happened in the referendum. But as far as building out the curriculum, like we're attempting to start a program where the students actually build parts for like real companies. So here's a part that we need. Can your students make it? Yeah. So that's something that we're trying to build out. We'll see how it works.
Sure. Is it normal for students to get out the 15L right away?
No.
No.
We were kind of like, we want to do this, and so like we were like, but we'll beg and hope that he will let us, and he did let us make some. Mr. Wheeler helped me make sure that the program was all right and got everywhere, which it did, except I think up here left a little bit that I sawed off, but yeah.
Did you get it to work right away?
No.
Yeah, a little bit.
One awesome thing about our machines is there's really not safety issues. We have the locks on the doors, so nothing moves. None of the spindles turn on unless the doors are shut. As far as safety, I can't think of a safer machine to teach kids how to make things on.
It's a pretty safe machine because it always requires you to have like the thing closed, and he told me not to stick my finger into the motor, which I was never planning to do.
If I was to buy one of these, I wouldn't be too worried about breaking it because they're not cheap, but I wouldn't be too worried about breaking it because it seems like the only thing that breaks is the bit.
I don't know the answer to the skills gap, but I do know that teaching kids and getting them to, or just telling them about different opportunities they have, I think that's a good starting point. I mean, I think there's so many jobs out there, so many different types of careers that people just don't know about. And I think this is one of them. I think advanced manufacturing is one of the careers that's there. People know there's a need, but they don't really know, like, all right, what kind of job can I do? What kind of career can I have? Like, advanced manufacturing is so big. I think we need to sort of show them very specific things that they could be doing. So I think just exposure to what's already out there, what careers they are, I don't see how that could hurt.
Yeah.
This is actually my first project on the Tormach lathe and mill, but I know Addie's done a lot with machining.
I'm well versed with the Tormach, the lathe especially this year. I've done a lot of projects on the lathe, and the mills I've learned a while back. So this has been a fun project where he made the model and I taught him how to mill it.
Okay. And you have a race car project here at the school?
Yeah, we do.
Okay. And what's that program like?
is a formula student project, so student-led formula team where we build a race car every year and compete at Road America, and a bunch of high schools in Wisconsin do it. I think about 16 participate. So we had a lot, obviously it being a car, there was a lot that we could fabricate on it and use the mills for to machine custom parts.
And what other parts have you made for it?
A lot of them were like spacers for getting things lined up. I know I made a suspension mount for lifting up the suspension. So there were original mounting holes, but we didn't want the suspension at that height. So I made a billet aluminum block and kind of had a channel for it so the suspension part could fit, and then put holes on it. So the suspension can come in at a new height and it could have a different ride height without completely having to redo the whole suspension components.
We also made custom couplers for the roll cage.
Okay.
We actually made the couplers on Inventor and then milled them out of steel instead of aluminum.
Okay.
So yeah, and then actually the coupler design wasn't mine, it was actually my teacher's, but later on I took a crack at it on my own, and I made aluminum couplers for a different project I was working on.
Yeah.
And these couplers, I think they were 1/2 inch couplers, and the ones I made were 1/4 inch couplers. So they were much smaller and they used different kind of screws. So it was like, I've seen how it's done and now it's my turn to do it, and it was a good experience.
So we've been working on this shift knob. It's for a manual transmission car. It's essentially just to replace a factory OEM shift knob. And I just wanted to make it billet because it looks cool, it's weighted, it's high quality. So it's 2 pieces. You've got the shaft, and this actually goes around the gear linkage shaft, and then you have the actual grip. And we had some issues with the external threading. The internal threading worked well, but the external threading initially didn't fit. It was oversized, but we kind of got a little lucky, but we ran it just the same program twice for the external threading, and by some chance it managed to work. So other than that, we had a couple issues with it just fitting, just because it is a longer piece and you have to drill all the way through it. Yeah. But other than that, once we figured out how to do that, we used a combination of the mill and the lathe. So we drilled and engraved with the mill, and then all of the round cylindrical parts we used the lathe for. Yeah. So having all of the resources that we have, all the lathes, the big CNCs, it's been an awesome experience, and I think it's a skill that's great, not only just for knowing it and learning, but also for industry. Like, I'm going to become an engineer after high school, so something already having this base level of knowledge on how to use CAD and how to use CNC machines is like a significant starting point compared to someone who might not have access to a program like that. Yeah. And as far as Wheeler goes, I couldn't ask for a better instructor than Eric Wheeler to help me through that, because he teaches pretty much all of the classes on this stuff, and he nails it every time.
Sweet. Well, so what are you moving on to after this one?
I'm also moving on to engineering, and I will be going into motorsports.
Oh, really? Sweet.
Yep.
What interests you about motorsports?
Kind of everything. I love how the cars run. You're making such a high performance machine and pushing it really hard on a track, and I just find it so intriguing how all the systems of a car work in tandem just to have a driver set such a fast lap time with it and it not breaking or having any issues. Yeah. Like, the engineering that goes into that, I want to get on that level.
What kind of race car?
I plan to go into F1 eventually.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. What do you like about working on these machines?
Honestly, my favorite part is just watching them run and how they can just create things by cutting away and cutting away. I just find it really cool and satisfying that you can program it and then run it on the machines and actually create whatever part or from the computer into reality.
He's actually got almost everything in that display case
Really?
Brock has made. So he's being modest. He's made a lot of things.
I did over here where the ones here in the plastic, I forget what kind of plastic it is. All of it is from the Titans of CNC website. Back when I was just practicing on the routers to get better with it. So I have, I'm not sure where the Titan 1M went, but I have the Titan 2M on here, or the 3, 4, 5, and 6M over here. Another one that I did was the ball and box.
So what do you like about the Titan curriculum and all the parts that they put out for free?
So one of the things that I like about it is it's a lot of nice practice. It's because they have videos on how to like model it and everything, but they also have the dimensioning sheet on there and everything, so that I was able to try it on my own without having to try and look at it, so that I could get all the practice here.
What we're trying to do is produce multiple little parts, but we're trying to make a way that we can do multiple of them instead of just having one and then have to set up again. So what me and August have been working on is creating a pallet, sort of like this one.
So you got some fixturing.
Yes, yep. So this way we can make multiple at once instead of rather than just doing one at a time.
Sure.
So this is, it's the same as this part that we made right here,
Yeah.
but it is the entire pallet. This is one row of the pallet because we didn't have a full block to machine out of here, and this was kind of our test run, and we didn't want to use all of that material.
Yeah.
But this was our final set here. The final goal was to make this entire pallet. So this is half of the operation. It gets clamped in this fixture here, and then we cut out the top half of this.
Yeah.
And then we have another fixture, which we haven't finished creating yet, that this will then get flipped over and put into, and then we machine the bottom. Oh, the part, it's a custom work holding part for a company. I don't know at this time if we're able to share it with you guys.
Oh,
so,
okay.
yes, this
We
we
did.
made on the Tormach 1100M.
Okay.
I definitely love this kind of like work, and I've heard a bunch of people that are like, they just work because they need money. This, like, if I had a job with this kind of stuff, I would enjoy my work. I would like want to go to work.
Yeah.
I'll probably like love to have like one of these machines so that I can like make whatever I want in the future, maybe.
Luckily with Mr. Wheeler, it's such a great opportunity that if I have my design, he lets me run with it and he lets me make it into a reality.
I was gonna say, I think it's really cool how you can program the whole, like everything on the computer, and you can take it to a machine and actually make something that you had in your mind before. It's not just something that kind of dies on the computer. You can finish through with your idea. That's pretty neat.
Most of the students already know how to run the mills pretty well, but every so often a question will come up, and if Mr. Wheeler is busy helping a different student with Inventor or something, I will float over and help answer the milling question. And
like
for
doing that?
yeah, I definitely like helping out with the mills. This is probably one of my favorite classes because I get to use the Tormach mills.
What do you really love about teaching kids?
It's just fun. Like, teaching kids is just fun. Like, starting with kids walking in the door, like, they don't know anything about this equipment. Like, they've maybe seen CNC machines, but they don't really know what they do. Some kids have experienced 3D modeling, but a lot of kids don't. So taking students that really are starting at zero when it comes to advanced manufacturing and getting them to a point where I can just give them a problem and say, hey, I need a better way to hang or like store mallets on the side of the machine. And that's all I give them. And then a week later, we've got a part. So like that kind of stuff, it's pretty cool.
Well, that was pretty impressive. Why don't you share your thoughts down below on how programs like this can help the students in your area? Thanks and happy milling.